Alright, hello YouTube, welcome back to the Bettas channel. The last time I did a video, it was on these white dragon half moons, and they were about a week old. Now they're about 10 weeks old, so about 2 months. I'll give you a little closer look here. This is the same batch that I showed you. I fed them mainly baby brine shrimp, microworm culture, microworm. So now they're eating beef heart mix, and I'm gonna start to give them some live Daphnia food as well. They're growing at a pretty good rate, not as fast as I would like them to. It's just because I've been so busy and I haven't really kept up with the water changes and, you know, feeding them 2-3 times a day. But I mean, they're still growing at a good rate though. I'll try to give you a little closer look. See, a lot of them are starting to grow their tail. In about another month or 2 months, their tails are gonna get, you know, wider and fuller. They're gonna look pretty amazing. So if you're wondering when these guys are gonna be available for sale, it's probably another couple of months. So now this is my favorite breed, the white dragon half moons. I just like the plain white, you know, the color. And there's actually 3 grades. Those of you who don't know, there are the white pastel, you know, looking half moons. They're grade C, and then you have the platinum whites. They look a little bit better, and then you have the white dragons, these are the ones that you're looking at, and by far these are the most beautiful, in my opinion. You know, they're the top grade. They're the best whites that you can buy. Last year I've been selling these pairs for, like, I put them up for auction, and they range from like $100 to $200 a pair. So that's how much demand they're in. So but these are the ones that I mainly breed. There's just so many variations, color breeds. There's no way, you know, you can breed so many strains. So the best thing is just focus on 1 or 2 that you like, and just, you know, feed them. Just, you know, breed them. Sorry. If you're wondering why my tank is green, because there's actually there's this green water, this type of algae that started to bloom by accident. I didn't do it on purpose, but I think I left the light on too often, too many times, and I got an algae bloom here. So, but it's a blessing in disguise, because you can actually use them to grow Daphnia, which I'm gonna start to feed them along with the beef heart mix, and they're gonna be pretty much feeding on that until they get full grown, and then that's when you start pellets and bloodworms and such. But let me give you an overview of the tank. It's pretty much, you see in the background, I still got the sponge filter, I still got my giant moss balls, and just a little bit of gravel. You don't want too much gravel, just to let them, just enough so that you can hold good bacteria when you do water changes. And the giant moss balls are pretty good at holding, retaining good bacteria as well, so that's why they're in there. And then you have these little mini cories at the very bottom. They're harmless to your bettas. They don't bother them at all, but the reason why I have them in there is because they pretty much eat all the leftover foods that fall to the bottom, and it helps maintain the water quality, because you don't want food rotten, you know, uneaten food rotten in your tank. So that's what they do. And then I have this little guy. He's pretty quick. You see him. There he is, right there. That's pretty much an algae eater. He's called a albino bristlenose. They don't grow very large at all, and they don't really bother your bettas at all. So they pretty much eat all the algae off the wall, as you can see. If I didn't have them in there, my tank, the side of the glass would be filled with algae. And he does a pretty good job of keeping my tank clean. So alright, let me give you a quick peek at the Daphne that I'm growing, which you will need over here. I have it in a little large bowl right now. It's just a starter culture, but once it starts blooming, I'm gonna put it in a tank. And you really don't need too many. You can probably need to start with like 10 or 20, and in 2 to 4 weeks you have hundreds to feed to your bettas. Zoom a little bit closer. I'm not sure you can see them, but you can see some of them. They're right there. And this one I started with 10. Now there's probably like 30 or 40 of them in there, and that's just in a few days. So these guys produce really fast. Excellent food for your bettas. So if you hadn't started one yet, it's a good idea to start, because they're an excellent food source. Okay, and then moving on, let me show you about the water changes and how, over here, see, this is about 40-50 gallon tub of water, and I use this tub of do water changes. You can see it's kind of like pretty much empty. I got to refill it again, but normally I just drop, see, about 40-50 gallons. I drop about 3 to 4 large almond leaves in there, fill it up, let it sit 3 to 7 days. I would say minimum 3 days, best is 7 days. Just let the water age, let the good bacteria break up the chlorine, things like that. And then I also sprinkle about, a quarter of a handful of salt in there, and that really helps your water in terms of fighting a lot of harmful bacteria, and it prevents actually a lot of diseases. So you don't want to go too crazy on the salt though, because it can actually be harmful for your betta. So just a little bit of sprinkle salt in there, 3-4 almond leaves, let it sit 3-4 days, and just keep doing that. I go through about 50 gallons a week at least with water changes. So that's what it is. So let's go back to the tank here. As those of you that just followed me, my website www.betastars.com is now open. I think it's been running for 2-3 months, and it's been quite a success. So I've been pretty busy with that as well, and in terms of breeding bettas, I hadn't had much time. So, but I managed to get these guys going. So please visit my website. I also sell females, which a lot of breeders don't sell, especially the good females, because you need the female and the male to breed top quality bettas, and a lot of good breeders only sell males. My website, I sell both males and females, so that's an awesome thing. Just, I don't know if you can see it through the green water, but look at the color. You can tell the difference between the top quality white and a grade C or B. But there's no, you know, palish gray or pastel or anything. It's just, you know, beautiful solid white, and that's what you look for in white dragons. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching my video. Subscribe, come back. I'll, you know, be making more videos here. My schedule is pretty much opening up now, so I can probably will be adding more videos. So also feel free to ask me questions, send me emails or whatnot, and I'll be more than happy to answer questions.